And this was the player that you said looked up to Tom Brady, wears number 12.
Yes, he wears number 12. He looks up to Tom Brady. I definitely hope Tom Brady sees this show, the James Chirillo show. You got to reach out to my guy, Luis Perez. If anybody deserves to meet Tom Brady more than I do, it is
Yeah,
Luis Perez. And that's why I think God opened that door for me to meet Tom Brady, because I was hoping that Tom Brady would meet Luis Perez, because they had a game. He played for the Rams. Tom Brady came down for, like, I guess, to check out the game. He was in your neck of the woods, and they didn't
really.
meet. They didn't meet, but I've always hoped that Tom Brady would meet Luis Perez, the author of The Spring King. I think they would get along great. Both quarterbacks, both he wears number 12 because of Tom Brady, and I root for him that he gets his opportunity to meet Tom Brady. So if Tom Brady sees this, make sure you please, for me, reach out to Luis Perez and send him a jersey or something.
That's so cool. That's awesome. That's so cool. I've always been a huge fan of Tom Brady too because I'm a Michigan fan, and he went to Michigan. And when I was little, the Rams were never in the playoffs. When they were the St. Louis Rams, they were never in the playoffs. So I always had to pick, like, not bandwagon, but I was always pulling for a team in the playoffs because my team wasn't in it. And I would always pick Tom Brady. I would always pick the Patriots because I loved Brady, I loved Gronk, I loved Edelman, I loved all those guys. Even though they were all super hated and they were always the most hated team in the league, I was always a big fan of them. Tom Brady is also somebody that, like, when I'm in the gym, like I'm listening to, like, this there's this thing on Spotify of him, just like a motivational speech that he has, and he's like, F your tired body, F this, like you need to go up and do it anyway. And it really helps
Seen
because
it,
he
yep.
was he was such like a he's such a good person to motivate another. You know what I mean? And one of my favorite things he said was, like, when he runs out on the field and he says, "Let's effing go," like that kind of thing. Like, he gets himself fired up and he has that mentality. It's like almost similar to like a Kobe Bryant mentality, Mamba mentality, if you will, like that kind of thing. Like, he's always been one of the athletes I've looked up to. So Luis Perez, I don't blame you for that. That's a that's a great guy to look up to for sure.
Absolutely. And you're right. I seen that speech, and it gives you an insight of why he's the GOAT. Like, when most people would just say, you know what, let me take the day off, the night off, he keeps pushing and keeps going. And I love that. I love that. And you're great. You're right. Tom Brady can be a great motivational speaker. Props to Tom Brady because he's doing a great job with the broadcast too. He's improving. You see that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, a lot of these guys when they retire, they go into the booth because this is, and I think you would obviously agree with me on this. This is fun. Like, we're trying to do this for our careers, and like these guys that played, 10, 20 years in the NFL, like Tom Brady, they're still doing this afterwards when they don't. Tom Brady doesn't need to be announcing or anything, but he wants to because being involved in the game of football or whatever sport this applies to, whoever you are, it's fun. And to be able to do something like that for a career is just awesome. So,
It is. You're right. It is something that is extremely fun. It's something that it's a dream job. It doesn't even feel like a job because you're enjoying it just as much as you are calling the game. Then it's a different skill set. And you're right. Tom Brady doesn't need to be in the booth. He doesn't need the money, but he loves doing it. He loves being connected to the sport of football. And props to Tom Brady for doing it, because instead of now keeping those secrets himself, he's got to share them with everybody.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it's always fun listening to him talk, like, when there's a quarterback who makes a certain play, like even this past week with Eagles Chiefs. He always has something to comment on after every play because he knows the game better than anybody. Like, if there's anybody that you need to learn the game of football from, it's Tom Brady, clearly.
Yeah.
Because not only is he the GOAT, but he was a smart player too.